Hello, everyone. Should your nonprofit organization's accounting system be on a cash basis or accrual basis? Who is responsible for dispersing funds or can act as a signatory for purchases over a certain amount? How much should the organization use for unrestricted general operating funds? All these questions are possible because of the process of accounting in a nonprofit organization. And in Module 3, we took a cursory look at the basic accounting concepts and the overall financial system used. In the Blazek book, we were introduced to this idea of the various journals that nonprofits use in their bookkeeping and accounting systems. These journals, or simply the domains in which the transactions are noted, serve a vital record-keeping purpose. Keeping track of how cash is received, accounted for, and used is one of the basic principles of accounting in general. And because it's such a basic principle, most nonprofits will be organized using what is known as GAAP, or Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. These are the standards that are widely accepted and includes things like properly recording donations or even pledges. There are standards around the use of contributions, recognizing whether or not they have requirements or are unrestricted, meaning that the contribution can apply to whatever is needed. Additional standards include the use and record keeping of how facilities and equipment are used. The bottom line is that without such standards, there would be no accountability, which sets the state for the potential of misuse, whether purposeful or not. Furthermore, the concept of internal controls help ensure that everything is ethical and above board. Financial controls are those policies and procedures that ensure this, and that there is a good chart in the text, which is a checklist of important considerations. Now, beyond bookkeeping, standards, and controls, nonprofits are impacted by other issues, such as the way policies are implemented by the leadership, or even broader, policies that are imposed upon them by legal jurisdictions. Perhaps a good example of this is the National Football League in the United States. Many may not know that sports leagues, like the NFL, are nonprofit entities. And yes, it meant that they do not pay taxes. Because of policy changes, and maybe public pressure, the NFL in 2015 chose to drop its tax-exempt status and become a for-profit organization. All this meant that there was an entirely different approach to taxes and accounting processes. Standards, GAAP, internal controls, policy, and governance changes, all nonprofit financial issues. And if this past module served as an introduction, the next set of modules will explore specific examples and techniques for financial management. That is, we'll look at different financial statements and learn how to interpret them. For now, though, as we wrap up this week, I want to remind you that the financial issues paper is due on Sunday. This paper is simply what it says, exploring and analyzing major issues, you'll pick just two, that impact nonprofit financial management. The expectation is that you go in depth into not just describing the issue, but perhaps exploring its history, evolution, and how it specifically impacts a nonprofit. I expect, as always, that you back up your claims from the research, and if possible, provide examples and illustration of this issue. You will also provide recommendations for how nonprofits can position themselves for sustainability in light of your two specific issues. This is a very straightforward paper, and any detail, just take a look at the rubric. I know you'll all do well on this, and so I look forward to reading them. That's all for now, and as always, continue discussing through the weekend, and I will see you all online.